So I know what you're thinking. Yes, I need a shave. But before I get into anything cutting on my face, I want to take a minute to talk to you about why this security camera should be something that you should consider buying. How's it going, everybody? Hopefully you're having a great day. My name is Dushan Williams, and today I want to talk to you about the Amazon Cloud Cam and why this may be a perfect fit for you. So that we can get specs out of the way, the Amazon Cloud Cam is a 1080p 30 frames per second camera with infrared night vision capability, Wi-Fi enabled, built-in mic and speaker for two-way audio, and 120-degree wide angle view. Now, for the unboxing experience of the Amazon Cloud Cam, honestly is pretty basic if you bought Amazon products before. It is just a black box and everything, but when you open it up, you are presented with the wide all-body camera, which is actually black in the front. I just have to say that just in case. It comes with a very long cable for USB powered and nothing else, and of course you have the mount that comes with the product, which I'm actually glad that this is included. So with the Amazon Cloud Cam, there are pretty much 4 descriptions, but we're only going to talk about 3 because these are the ones you have to pay for. The first one being the basic plan, which allows you to have 7 days of cloud storage for all the footage, up to 3 cameras for each subscription, and starts at $6.99 a month and $69.99 a year, also as well as introducing person detection versus motion detection. Up to the second one, we are at the extended plan for 14 days and up to 5 cameras. This only goes up a few dollars, $9.99 a month or $99.99 a year. Ending it off with the Pro plan, it is 30 days of cloud storage data, up to 15 cameras, which was a change from the 10, and landing out at $19.99 a month or $199.99 a year. Now that we got those sexy specs out of the way, let's talk about the camera itself and is it something that you can use? Because again, no matter how good the spec sheet looks, if this camera doesn't provide you any value, it's essentially worthless. So let's talk about the pros of the camera itself. Like we mentioned before, it is very small, has a nice form factor, you can mount it on the wall and everything, and the actual cable itself is rather lengthy. Another pro of the camera is a lot of the ways that you can save money when acquiring them. Normally when you buy 2 cameras, you save a good $40, so that's $40 you don't have to pay for. And the plans themselves, as we went through, the plans are not really all that expensive. The basic plan is less than what you would pay to use Netflix. And speaking about it working for businesses, it actually works for a lot of different groups of people. For one, people who are not always at the house, maybe you are traveling for your job or you're always in and out and stuff. If you are a new parent and stuff and you're looking at those nanny cams and everything, I feel like this is probably a better solution since it does do audio, it does record, and honestly there's not too much movement going on in your kid's bedroom, but it'll be nice to get a full wide view of what's going on. Honestly, for anybody who's just looking for any kind of basic security, for small businesses it works out really good because you're not trying to cover a warehouse with these kind of devices, even though you can buy as many as you want. I think after like 4, you don't really get much of a discount anymore, but you can do that. I just feel like it's more appropriate for small businesses that, want to make sure they get a decent area where they know a lot of people are going to congregate. The camera themselves are also pretty good about being able to set it up without having too much instruction. The app pretty much goes through all the process that you need to do, and the app itself is very simplistic. It really just shows a lot of basic features, gives you a lot of information without overloading you with it. If anything, the app just produces a lot of notifications if you always have it set to very high on the settings of being notified a lot of the stuff, but I mean that's just that's kind of comes with it. If you can live with that, that's great. And the last thing I do want to hit on with these cameras that you might not know about is that the cameras do not need to be on the same Wi-Fi network. In fact, if you have 2 cameras and completely different spots, as long as you assign their names and everything, they will still report to the same app and be used on the same subscription. So with all those positives, what is the real negative that kind of bring this down? The biggest one that kind of gets me is that you have to remember that the camera doesn't record data 24/7. It doesn't send the data all the way up to the cloud as long as it's turned on. It only sends data up to the cloud when it detects motion. So if it's not detecting any motion, or there's motion happening in the zone that you set to kind of ignore, then you're not going to get that information. Another thing that you should consider is, remember, after your retention date pass, you will not be able to get that data again. So if you have the 7-day plan and you're on day 9 and you need to get something, there is no way of getting that footage back. That footage is lost because Amazon does free up that space. There also is no way to record to local data. So there isn't a way to set up the camera to record 24 hours to a NAS drive or to another cloud service or anything that's local. You just have the camera working kind of like as a SaaS kind of platform that is pretty much out of your control, so there's no way to pretty much add anything or tweak it anymore. Which it goes to the final part, is that there is no way for you to add features, or there isn't any other cameras that would give you more features than the camera that you would be looking at. So the Amazon Cloud Cam doesn't have 4K, it doesn't have options for 60 frames per second even at 1080p, but mainly there isn't any way to have backup power. That means that if the power shuts off, the camera shuts off. If someone pulls the plug, because you do have a really long white cord that might be hanging on the wall or something like that, if someone decides to detach it even a little bit, you're out of power. So you know what, in conclusion, personally I did like it and I'm gonna keep it, and I'm probably gonna wait for another sale to buy another one, because honestly $120 is pretty high for this camera, knowing that you're missing a lot of those features. But $60 is a great price for all the stuff that you are getting. The camera itself works very well and is you can tell is targeted for the average consumer to be able to use it as soon as it arrives at their house. So if you really don't care about those extra changes and stuff, then this camera is a great recommendation for some basic security that otherwise you wouldn't have. What the Amazon Cloud Cam provides you, it provides security in a way that you, the average consumer, doesn't have to manage everything about it. And so that itself is a plus. Everybody, thank you for watching this video. Hopefully you really did enjoy it. If you did, hit the like button, and of course, subscribe to the channel if you love the content that is coming out of me and anything that I produce and all that other crazy stuff. Also, I just want to let you know I am selling shirts, so if you want to support the channel anymore, then I'll have this link down below where you can buy this shirt at your own discretion. With that being said, hopefully everything that you did see today will help you make a better and a more informed decision tomorrow. Everybody, take care.